Nate Diaz versus BJ Penn. Oh, BJ trying to take me down. I mean, I would still love to see that fight too. Nick Diaz versus BJ Penn. That would be a dope fight too. Even though Nick is not as good as his brother, but still, I think that would be a good fight. But Diaz brothers always have the insane cardio, and the only thing that BJ needs is extreme cardio. And BJ Penn, then basically the fight is done. And see, that's how good BJ Penn is. He could submit you just like that, and he makes it look easy. But the Nick Diaz fight last night, he was doing actually tremendously good, dominating that fight in the beginning, but it was just his gas tank that led him to lose. And my opinion is, if he wouldn't have gassed out, he would have won that fight, because he came out guns blazing, great boxing. His jiu-jitsu was good. He almost got Nick in a submission. He got Nick on his back and pretty much was ruling the first fight in the first round until he got gassed out. But I still think it's bad that he retired. I don't think he should have retired after that. You said he can't compete with the high-level fighters anymore. I don't believe that. I think he always had trouble at 170, and he should always be fighting at 155. That's just my opinion. He's a better fighter at 155 because he's more powerful at 155. And the only person he really dominated this time at 170, and like my homie says, Chisel My Nizzle here on YouTube says, Diaz is a hybrid. Seriously, he does these triathlons and dominates fighters because he has the gas tank, and a lot of these fighters don't even have gas tanks as good as he does, because he trains in the mountains and he does extreme triathlons like riding bikes, extreme mountain training, and a lot of these MMA fighters just do regular cardio training, and they're not on the same level as him because he does that extreme cardio. But one thing I gotta say is, I think GSP versus Nick, that's gonna be a hell of a fight. They both train hard. I might actually say, even though Diaz does triathlons, you gotta look at GSP. He does some Olympic training, like Olympic weightlifting, Olympic training. He does some gymnastic training. He was doing some of that on the last time he fought. They were showing him doing some gymnastic, like flips and stuff. And that dude is very flexible and has very good cardio. And I've never ever seen him gas out. So with that said, thanks for watching. But if you guys haven't seen the BJ Penn versus Diaz fight, it was basically a one-sided ass whooping after the second round. Diaz was just doing crazy combinations, and in an interview, Nick Diaz says his performance was horrible. It was straight up garbage. It was crappy, and I don't believe he was that crappy. He said, I didn't come in 100%. My cardio wasn't all the best. My overall performance wasn't that great. I think his performance was great. It was just he was fighting one of the best fighters of all time in BJ Penn, and he had a hard time in the first round, and he got his eye a little busted up. But that's just my opinion. But Nick Diaz says his performance wasn't what it should have been. It should have been way better than that. But